Have you ever wondered what the real difference is between a good hotel stay and a truly great one? Well, it almost always comes down to a few key moments. And guess what? Most of them happen right there at the front desk. This isn't just some boring list of rules. Think of it as your playbook for absolutely nailing those moments and being the reason guests can't wait to come back. And this is so true. I mean, think about it. From that very first hello when they walk through the door to the final goodbye when they leave, you're the one who shapes their entire experience. You're not just a clerk. You are the face, the voice, and honestly, the lasting memory of this hotel. That is a seriously powerful position to be in. All right, so here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to talk about why your role is so critical. Then we'll dive into the golden rules, your do's, and the common pitfalls to avoid, your don'ts. After that, we'll see it all in action and wrap it up by looking at the incredible impact you make every single day.
Okay, first up, the face of the hotel. I really want you to think of the standards we're about to cover not as a bunch of strict rules, but as your tools. These are the tools that are going to make you feel confident, professional, and honestly exceptional in every single guest interaction.
So as we go through this, keep this question in your head. Every single interaction, no matter how tiny it seems, is an opportunity. So how do you turn a simple check-in or a quick question into a positive memory that a guest actually remembers? Let's figure that out together.
And that brings us right to the golden rules. This is where we get super practical. These aren't just, suggestions. Think of them as your power moves. These are the proactive things you can do to create an atmosphere that feels genuinely welcoming and totally professional.
Just look at how simple but powerful these are. A warm greeting that immediately sets the tone. Making a real connection with eye contact and using their name, that shows you respect them. Guiding the way instead of just pointing, that's the little detail that screams great service. And really listening, that can solve a problem before it even starts. Oh, and that follow-up call, that proves you actually care.
You know, this rule is so important, it's a specific SOP for a reason. And there's a little bit of psychology here. Hearing our own name literally activates our brain in a different way. It makes us feel seen and valued. It instantly turns a generic transaction into a real human interaction. And that goes for your teammates too. And you know, excellence goes beyond just the conversations. It's also about your environment and your mindset. A clean desk just signals professionalism. Picking up a stray piece of paper in the lobby shows you take pride in the whole place. And staying calm under pressure, that's your superpower. And logging everything makes sure nothing falls through the cracks. It's all about teamwork.
All right, let's flip the coin and look at the other side, the common pitfalls. Now, this isn't about pointing fingers. It's about recognizing those traps that are so easy to fall into, especially during a long shift, and learning how to step right around them so you can keep being awesome.
Okay, this one is absolutely crucial. The front desk is basically a stage, and when you're on that stage, you represent the entire hotel. A single complaint about being tired overheard by a guest can make them feel like they're a burden. A positive attitude isn't about being fake, it's about being a pro who's focused on the guest, not on how you're feeling.
This tiny switch in what you say is a total game changer. I don't know is just a brick wall. It's a dead end. But saying, allow me to find that for you, well, that's a promise. It shows you're taking ownership and that you're committed to helping. You're turning a potential negative into a definite positive. Look, in any situation that gets a little tense, your mission is simple. De-escalate and solve the problem. Arguing or getting defensive, it never, ever helps. Your goal is to be the calm, cool, professional problem solver. And please, never promise something you can't deliver. It's always better to be honest and offer a realistic alternative. The goal is to find a solution, not to win an argument.
So how does all this stuff actually play out in the real world? Let's put these rules into practice with a couple of super common scenarios and see the huge difference they make right there at the front desk.
I mean, just look at the difference here. The don't approach, that just pours gasoline on the fire and makes the guest feel like you're not listening. But the do approach, it completely changes everything. By listening calmly, taking a few notes, you're showing them you take their concerns seriously. You become their ally, not their enemy.
Here is another perfect example of how a tiny bit of effort makes a massive impact. Vaguely pointing and saying, "It's over there," is fine. It's forgettable. But taking a second to personally guide them, maybe even walk a few steps and point out a landmark, that is a memorable moment of real hospitality. It's such a small thing that makes all the difference in the world. Okay, let's bring it all home and talk about your lasting impact. This is the why behind every single smile and every extra step you take. Because all these individual actions you do, they add up to create a much, much bigger picture.
Right here, this is the core message. Every single hello, every question you answer, every problem you solve is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to make our hotel's reputation stronger, to earn a guest's loyalty for life, and just to make someone's day a little bit better. And here's a way you can actually see that impact. Following these standards directly boosts guest satisfaction. And guess what? Happier guests leave better reviews, which builds our reputation. And when the whole team is operating on this level, it boosts team morale, making this a better place to work for all of us. See? It's all connected. So every shift is a fresh start. Every guest is a new opportunity. You have the tools, you have the playbook. The only question left is this: what great impression are you going to make today?